Good morning. Good morning. Well, Angela, I'm about to answer that question here in just a few moments. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing today? Wave meteorologist Brian Good. Welcome to SnowTALK weather blog here as we cover the short and the long term. And today, once again, will be about the long term as we get some new data coming in. Where's Travis? I haven't seen Travis's comment yet. He never misses. We'll talk about the long term and get you into the game plan that we see as of now for evolving into the end here of January, which is only a couple of days, into February, and how we see the pattern changing. I will say this. By the time I'm done talking, I think there will be very mixed opinions of what I'm about to say. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys in the chat here decide how you're going to handle that. I'll give you that info in just a second. All right, let's start with the snowboard. I'll tell you what. Go ahead and say it now. This is not looking good. Snowboard's blank. Yeah, it's blank. We have some spotty freezing, drizzle, and rain out there now. I'll show you. And we could get a flurry tonight. It's not worth mentioning on the board at all. So the board is on vacation. It needed one. It's had a, tough few weeks. So the board will be on vacation probably for a good week and a half, the way it's looking now. All right, so that's all right. I'll still put it up there just to check in on it, make sure it's doing all right, but just don't expect a lot of change. All right, here we go with current temperatures outside, and I'll revisit this again here in just a second in a different way. We've got 34 degrees in Louisville, above freezing. That's important. Jeffersonville, 34 above freezing. That is important. Salem, 33. Also important there, being above 32 degrees. You can see we got the clouds moving in. It looks like it's about to do something, right? And you're right. We have the band of moisture moving in. The radar, of course, interpreting how it moves into the area. And you see how it's got that leading edge, almost like it's on fire, almost like, what was her name? Katniss Everdeen and her flaming outfit she did for the games. Anyway, I watched too many movies, but you get the idea as that band of moisture moves in. There are still some pockets in valley areas that are sheltered from that south wind, because there is a good south wind right now. that is flowing into wave country here. It's not overly strong, but strong enough. And that south wind is trying to erase any type of 32 or lower that we have in the area and bring us all above freezing to make this just a band of rain that comes through. Now, it's interesting. You can see on the backside where the rainfall does pick up a little heavier. You see blue showing up. The radar will do that because it is quite cold above this. So as this is diving in, it's indicating there's got to be snow mixed in with this. And I can't rule that out. So while we are talking about freezing rain, I can't rule out that there could be some flakes if you get a heavier shower mixed in. But this is very brief, and this is a non-impact type of situation. Okay, so here's the numbers that we're watching at the moment. Based on this, I would say still watching here into Jennings County. For those of you watching in Jennings County right now, in northern Jarvis County, Indiana, let me know if you are noticing a bit of a light glaze on anything, like on the deck, on the leaves of the trees or bushes. I doubt you'll have it on the sidewalks or the driveway, but anything elevated, you may have a little small glaze there. Same story into Carrollton, possible. Right now, I'm thinking Henry County and Shelby into Frankfort. You may be in a spot where the south wind's going to get you, and you'll be out of the safe zone here very, very soon. So the reports I've had so far have been, that one's a rain report, actually. They came in just south of Du Bois County and Perry County area. There's another one just hit. That's a rain one that is indicated. Let me see if I can any freezing rain anywhere. I don't. We had a few earlier in Du Bois County. We had freezing rain that was reported. I'm not seeing any freezing rain reports in our area right now. So again, if you're in that area around Jennings and Jefferson County, let me know. Whoops, sorry, didn't see the spammer. Let me get rid of the spammer. All right, good. Done. All right, so does anybody have anything in that area? I know most of you are probably not in that particular zone, but hey, as it moves on through, we're going to be watching and see how this plays out for the area. And again, most of the reports, there's a couple of sleet reports actually back into northwest Kentucky around Owensboro when that came through, which is possible. It's different layers of the atmosphere, allowing for temperatures, different depths of the temperature across this band of rain as it moves in. So it's kind of a mixed type of scenario where you're going to get rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow kind of all taking place within this band, but they're all the rain's probably the most dominant and the most impactful as far as making the roads wet. The rest are really, really minor. Raindrops in Seymour coming in from Denver. Hey, thanks. I love the name Denver. Thank you. All right. So again, pavement temperatures, just to show you guys. Whoops, sorry about that. Pavement temperatures in the town, all above freezing except for around Lexington, but that'll change here soon. So again, it's going to be just your small country roads that are out of the city that have maybe the ability to get a little bit of a glaze on if they are, especially a bridge or something like that. But this is minor, but I promised you guys yesterday that more than likely when we were on here on the blog today, this would be moving through. So I wanted to make sure to explain everything that we're looking at and to put the ease into the mind there as it looks like it's going to be a relatively, it's a minor event moving through. In Louisville, we've got about 30 minutes, and the rain will start. So a rainy late morning for Louisville, and a lot of us actually up and down 65 will be dealing with rain. Don't be surprised if you hear a little bit of sleet bouncing around outside, or you see a snowflake. Don't be surprised, but let me caution you, it's not a sign that something's going wrong. Everything seems to be lined up very well with the modeling that we had. So we'll just let this clipper do its thing. Come on for a visit and exit town. Now, it is a low, so this is the frontal part of the wave as it dips in. So there is a backside over here, and notice there's not much really on the backside into Wisconsin and Iowa, but that will dip in here tonight. Unfortunately, this is not bringing a lot of cold air with it, so I don't see a lot of cold air happening with this. So it may end up staying drizzle tonight. If we end up with some spotty snow showers, they would be minor, but overall profile look more warm than at least warm enough to keep it a drop versus a snowflake. But it won't be a warm night; it will be a chilly night. So if that all makes sense. All right, so we'll get the clipper on by. Now we're looking at what will be coming our way down the road here. And, you know, the jet is very strong. This is what they always call the atmospheric river, where we got this strong push coming in really from Japan that came all the way into California. Just going to give them a lot of rain and mountain snow, many ski resorts. The Rockies had a good year. They've had a good year in the Rockies. That's going to stay mainly in that area of the country until we get another little piece that's going to move in across the southern United States. More on that in a second. So here's the short term, showing this wave moving out. There's the backlash speckling of flurries, possibly tonight. It moves on out of here as we head into Wednesday morning. Wednesday, this model is really cold here, and the difference is there are some models that want to try to break the clouds up for a bit tomorrow afternoon. That would push us into the 40s. I can see what it's doing here, though. If we end up staying overcast, we may not move very much on the thermometer tomorrow. So just keep in mind, tomorrow could be a really chilly day, but I do think we'll have a chance to get a few sun breaks mixed in. It's not a full-on partly cloudy type of day yet. But it will make a difference on several degrees that the sun can come out. Sun angle is getting higher. So we'll work on tomorrow's forecast and the cloud cover. Anytime you get just a cloud deck in the Ohio Valley, you guys know it just takes a while to get rid of them. And this one just got replaced. So we got a new one. So now we got to get it out of here. Takes some time. But as we into Thursday, well, looky there. Thursday, we really start to road it away. And we get into the 50s. Right now, Thursday has the best chance. Tomorrow, possible. Thursday is the best chance to get some sunshine into the area and temperatures into the 50s. And we're not going to stop there. The trend on this, as we head into Friday, will allow for very mild weather, well into the 50s potentially on Friday. And I do think Saturday has a good chance to be partly cloudy skies, maybe even mostly sunny, and about 60 to 62 for a high on Saturday. Wow, that is going, if that ends up happening, and that's the trend I'm noticing, that's going to give a lot of folks some spring fever coming our way on Saturday. So potential for a bonus day on Saturday. We'll see how that plays out, but I like the trend. Now, here comes the low that's trying to sneak in underneath, which is a low pressure in the northeast here that's backtracking, basically. It's moving across areas of the northeast, New England, trying to back up to force the system. They have no choice but to go around it. And that's been the debate all week, is how far will it, I don't know what my draw tool is doing there. Sorry about that. How far will it indeed back up? Because that will press down on this low as it tries to scoot across the deep south. And now it looks like it'll be just enough to where we have to keep a small shower chance in for Sunday and Monday, especially if you're south of the parkways. But overall, a lot of you will actually see this stay to the south. This is going to be an issue still for a lot of the beaches. Atlanta, Georgia area, the Carolinas, Florida, all have to deal with thunderstorms, gusty winds, rip currents. Yeah, not exactly good beach weather for the Carolinas and deep south. It will cool us down. Nothing dramatic. We do reset a bit here into Sunday and Monday. We may get into the 40s for a while. And 20s at night, potentially. So some cold weather, nothing extreme, just typical January cold or February cold at this point. We'll move in as we end early next week. But then we reset and we warm back up. And I do think temperatures of upper 50s to lower 60s will return as we get into the extended right around February 8th. In fact, the storm track is going to be very active right through here from northern Texas to about Michigan. We will be on the warmer side for majority of the system. So that's going to be several rounds of rain, perhaps thunderstorms. We'll need to watch that for the first week there of February. Again, right after the 8th is the time period to watch for that. And one or two rounds we'll have to watch. I hope we don't get a lot of heavy rain because that's going to change the storyline for us. All about river flooding. And we tend to face that every year about this time, don't we? So the question is, will we have a big enough system to cause the pattern to flip? And we get into the colder setup for the rest of the month of April? Well, I've been looking at that, so I'm glad you asked. So in looking at that, here is the latest long range Euro that just came out. This is for February 20th, showing much colder compared to normal in our atmosphere at that point when we get to February 20th. Now, here's the thing that I have to exercise caution on. We're not in January at this point. We're February 20th, okay? The sun angle is higher. Our normals on temperature go up. So this is compared to where we are normally at that point in February. And so while that looks extreme, it actually is colder than normal. And it's going to be cold. Don't get me wrong. If this is right, it will be certainly below normal, highs 20s, 30s, something like that. And cold enough to get wintry weather involved and maybe some teens at night, that kind of ordeal. But this does not look like a below zero type of setup, which is good, but it does look like a cold blast. But here's the other challenge. Travis, I'm not sure if you want to see this. Here's the other challenge is that it's coming in dry as well for that same period. So what that tells me is it really wants a dominant trough to be right here into the eastern United States, and the storm track is down south in the Gulf of Mexico with systems going around us. So cold and dry if you go by the long range Euro. Now, this is an idea of an average of systems. When I broke this down, I didn't have a chance to put all the graphics in, but when I broke this down more, there are a few systems that do move into Kentucky during that cold wave, and they probably would have something wintry involved. But the overall pattern, this would be more dominant across the deep south versus the Ohio Valley. It's interesting. This is just one model, but it is certainly on board for a cold flip. And again, that's around the 20th that it shows. Looking at the stratosphere, and it's a fun graphic. Let me bring it up full. Basically, what I'm looking at here is to see whether or not we get these winds to relax later in February and we get the temperature to go up. And the trend, if you look at all the different modeling, I know you see different colors there, but even the darker lines that are faint, you do see that there is a trend to try to get those positive on the bottom graphic, and on the top graphic, there is a little bit of a dip that happens. Not a strong signal, but one that is certainly there. So we'll see. Another way we can track it is looking, let me show you again. This is the GFS interpretation of how this plays out for the polar vortex. You can see it. Here we are, by the way, here in the United States, right over here. There's the polar vortex. All right. You can see how it's locked up in Canada here as we head into the 4th of February. That's why we've got still these warm spells are going to keep coming in. But then we get into about the Valentine's Day area, and just after it stretches. So it looks like it wants to be a stretching event of allowing the cold air to dip into the eastern United States. That is interesting. We'll see. The models all want to go in this direction, but they just don't agree on the date on it. And that makes me a little cautious, way more cautious than the last one that we had in predicting it. I'm not completely 110% sold on it, but I am certainly leaning toward an idea of a colder pattern coming. I just don't know to what extent, how it would be placed. And certainly I cannot tell you if it's going to snow, but getting cold air is step one. And I do think because of this dip, we will have some active weather. We're already going to see some in the first couple of weeks of February, and I think the latter half of February and early March will indeed be active with several winter storms crossing the country. Where we fit into all that, that is a very good question. Something we'll just have to take it one step at a time and see how it goes. It'll be fun. For at least you weather trackers, it'll be fun. We'll see how it plays out. Just for fun and games, I did plot the snow potential. All the different ensembles. Don't pay any attention to the amounts. But notice once we get to about roughly just after Valentine's Day near the 20th, it does fill in quite a bit, but there's not a lot of blues and pinks a lot there. Some grays mixed in. So it's not overly aggressive on snowfall potential, but hey, it is certainly on the table, which is nice to see that. All right, everyone good? Renee's like, I like this weather. Just want a nice snow. I totally understand. Ready for spring, ready for summer. Got it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Justine. Appreciate it. All right. And since I have 4 birthdays, can we please have some decent weather? We'll work on it. For a birthday, hey, you never know. It depends if they're a snow lover. I would ask them in advance. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. I hate the run, but I'm going to get ready for the rest of the day. As always, appreciate you watching and being patient with me there. I know everyone's, again, I told you guys it was going to be mixed feelings, right? Some are like excited about some sunshine and a couple of 60-degree days. And then some are like, yay, a pattern flip is coming. Maybe we still can get some snow before February is over. And the answer to both of those is yes. So as always, my goal is to try to make everybody happy. This is the kind of weather pattern that may just do that.